Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWineRadio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name is Ardiç Güsel. I'm the founder of Vinkara Wines, based in Kalecik, Turkey. You could learn more about Vinkara Wines if you were to go into www.vinkara.com. We're available in Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, including UK and Japan and Canada.
It is my great pleasure to introduce to you today, and truly this is my first interview as well, with a founder of a winery in Turkey. And she is in the United States right now promoting her wines and educating people about Vinkara Winery in Kalecik, Turkey. Her name is Ardiç Güsel. And I don't know Turkish language at all, so please forgive me, anybody who's listening, that I'm going to really not get pronunciations correctly. But Ardiç is here to talk to us specifically about the two indigenous grape varieties that she is growing or making wine from and bringing wines into the United States. And Ardiç, if you would be so kind as to tell us first the name of the red grape variety that's indigenous to Turkey.
Kalecik Karası is the name of the red wine.
And I thought it was very interesting that reading that it is a close relative to Pinot Noir.
We think it is a very particular and a unique grape. And it would be very hard to compare to other grape varietals. They may have some similarities, but comparison them may mislead the wine lovers, we think.
Okay, so explain to us, what does the Kalecik Karası grape smell like and feel like and taste like in the mouth?
Kalecik Karası, originating and named after the town of Kalecik in central Anatolia. These grapes are medium-bodied. I mean, the wines made with Kalecik Karası grapes are medium-bodied. They are low in tannin and are fresh with a lively, crisp acidity.
Do you serve this red wine a little chilled?
Could be.
And what kind of food do you serve with it, or do you enjoy at home? What's traditional food to serve with this kind of grape?
Mainly red meat.
Okay.
Pasta, pizza would go quite smoothly with them.
Okay. Now, how about the white grape variety called Narince?
Narince. Okay. Narince means delicate in Turkish.
And
it is a white grape originating from Tokat province in the Black Sea.
Okay.
It's another wine-growing region.
Okay.
And the wines produced with Narince grapes are straw yellow colored with floral notes and a lot of yellow fruit and citrus aromas on the nose. It's round on the palate and can be medium to full-bodied with great acidity.
What is the texture like? Is it more viscous wine, like more oily sort of wine, like a Viognier?
I really wouldn't want to compare them.
Okay. Well, the label is very straightforward. I mean, I think that you probably put a lot of thought into the label. It's because it's not confusing.
Yes, that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to highlight the grapes, and we are highlighting the grapes on the labels, and they're very
easy to understand.
Very easy to understand what they're about.
So on the front label, it says the name of the grape variety. It says dry red or dry white, the vintage, the alcohol content.
Yes.
Now, could you give us, please, a little bit of history of Vinkara Winery itself, and why did you and your family found the winery in 2003?
Well, after my graduation, actually, I wanted to go into this business, but it was my parents thought it was that was like 80s, the beginning of 80s, and they thought it would be very adventurous to invest.
Okay.
So only now, in 2003, I could convince them. Vinkara's 135 acres of vineyards are right outside the village of Kalecik, and they're planted 2,000 feet above the sea level. We do have cold and snowy winters, and the summers are hot and dry. It has a very unique microclimate. It's due to our proximity to the longest river of Turkey, Kızılırmak.
Okay.
And the hills surrounding us. And the annual average precipitation is quite low. And the soils are...
I see that the soils are sand, clay, and limestone.
Sand, clay, and limestone.
Okay.
With high mineral content.
Okay.
And rich in calcium. And the sudden drop of the temperature at night preserves the balance of natural acids.
What does the name Vinkara mean? Does Vin is from wine and Kara?
Kara is the last two syllables of Ankara.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
And did you grow up in this town of Kalecik?
No, I was born and raised in Ankara.
Oh.
The land was there since 1960s. I mean, it was not, plant grapes.
Yeah. I did not realize, and I was reading from a quoting from the Organisation Internationale de la Vigne et du Vin, dated March 2012, that Turkey is one of the fourth highest planted to vines in the world. France,
yes,
Italy,
true.
Spain, Turkey. But there's not a lot of wine consumption in Turkey. Is that correct?
It's growing. It's like it's following the trend in the world.
Okay.
But it's consumed mostly by the tourists.
Okay. But how about like in where you live or in Istanbul? Are there restaurants that cater to that sort of clientele that would be drinking wines from indigenous Turkey wines?
Yes, now we have it in the market.
I would think it's very fashionable.
Yeah, it is. It is very fashionable.
And now you're bringing the wines into the United States? Are there other countries where you're exporting to?
Yes. One of the most important markets was UK for us.
Okay.
We're in Japan.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, and also in Canada.
Good. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. I have a lot of listeners in Japan and a lot of listeners in Canada as well, so they will be happy to hear this.
I'm glad.
And so you're teaching us of these two indigenous grape varieties, and you have two different kind of tiers of wines, if I understand correctly. One is aged in oak and one is not aged in oak?
Yeah, both. We have 2 grades, 4 wines. As you said, one is the young one, and the others are aged 14 months in oak barrels.
And you have
oak barrels.
You have an Italian winemaker.
Yes, Mr. Monchiero.
How did you find him?
Oh, it was difficult, but I had a friend who lived in Alba.
Okay.
And I found her. Then from her own words, I found some of the people, and then finally I found Mr. Monchiero. Oh, wow. He joined us in 2008.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would think that this is a very good time to be making wine in Turkey. I mean, because you're educating the world, and because grapes have been grown in Turkey for what, 15,000 years? Oh,
15,000 years ago. Yeah, it goes all the way back to the Hittites.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It's the birthplace of winemaking.
When you were growing up, did your parents drink wine? Was it part of...
Yes, we always had wine.
Really?
Or, other alcoholic beverages like raki and beer.
Okay. And what, can I ask, what did you study in college?
I've studied business administration. Then I have studied hospitality management.
Oh, this makes perfect sense. Is the winery available for visitors to stop by? Do you
anytime they like, they're most welcome.
Okay, good. So if I have a link up to the winery website, they can contact you and
yes.
Okay. So we talked about the foods for the red grape variety, but talk to us about here we're coming into the warm months, at least in the northern hemisphere. And so what kind of foods do you recommend to be serving with the Narince?
Narince would definitely go well with the seafood.
Okay. And then both wines are dry.
They are dry, yes.
I never asked, and I don't know if you have the information about approximately what kind of pricing the wines are.
The young ones are $14.99.
Okay.
The oaked ones are $24.99.
And do they have cork finishes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has just been such a pleasure talking to you, and we just would love to learn more. And I understand in the future you have plans to be bringing in a sparkling wine into the United States eventually?
Yes, I hope we can do that because it's one and only in the world because we use Kalecik Karası.
Wow.
Again.
Yes.
And it's the first one in Turkey. It's the first sparkling, which was made by Nestle Champenoise.
You must be very, very proud.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh. When the sparkling wine is brought into the United States, will you please join us again and talk to us about it?
Definitely, I'd love to do that, yes.
Oh my gosh. Ardiç Güsel, thank you very, very much for joining us today on Wine and Dine and talking to us about Vinkara Winery.
Thank you, Len.
This has been quite, we're really, really very, very lucky to have this conversation with her. And I hope you enjoy it and pursue picking up a bottle and learning more. We'll have links up. Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.